Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We are back with Game 4 between Vaulk and Cahrin, and this game is going to be on Kulos Ravine, with Vaulk having banned Scrap Station and Cahrin having banned, I believe it was the Delta Quadrant. Oh, excuse me. I'm going to choke on my own lung there for a moment. Cahrin spawning in the bottom left corner as the yellow Terran, and Vaulk spawning in the upper left corner as the red Zerg. And interesting, we've had two 4-player maps played so far, and both times they spawn in the close positions. Of course, Kulos, there really are no close positions, just because the rush distance anywhere is so long on this map. But it's going to favor the Terran a little bit. It's interesting. Vaulk is up 2-1 right now after losing the first game to Cahrin with a failed Baneling bust, followed by a pretty strong tank marine push out of Cahrin. The second game went to Vaulk after a failed tank Thor marine push from Cahrin, was sorted by some really early Broodlords and some nice Mutalisk harassment by Vaulk into like 4 base play where he just massed up Broodlords and ended up winning outright. And the last game was really funky game by both players. It was a Baneling bust on Scrap Station that barely just took out the wall in with supply depots and just kept putting on pressure, and eventually won out after like a good old 5-minute speedlings in the base harassment. And so I'm really excited for this game. Vaulk admitted that he hasn't played this map in a really long time, and this is just a really interesting map for Terran versus Zerg. It's really hard for Zerg to take his natural. It's a really Terran favored map. If you go like cheese plays like Reapers, because you can use this cliff to just completely abuse your opponent. There's a cliff this safe and this close to the Zerg base. You can also use Vikings really effectively on this map because you can plant them up here, and the Zerg has to destroy these rocks really early to defend this expansion. It's also just really good for air because there's so many cliffs. If you have Banshees, you can just use and abuse those cliffs so well. So it looks like Vaulk's going to be throwing down a 14 pool, 15 hatch. She's moving out the drone a little bit late to get this hatchery down. You want to move it out when you're about 200 minerals. That way you hit 300 right when you get there. Not a big deal though. Cahrin's going to be playing a really standard build. He's done this all, I guess, 4 games now. Although he's going for a second barracks instead of a quick factory. Hasn't really done any cheese. Cahrin's not one to really cheese that often. I haven't seen any 6 pulls yet, which is indicative of the quarterfinals and not the early group stages where there were a lot of silver and gold level players rather than platinum and diamond players. I'd say most everyone left in these games are either in the Diamond League or top of the Platinum League. So we're going to see a quick tech lab out of Cahrin. So you're probably going to see that Marauder Marine build again that he went in the second game. Didn't work out too well for him. It's really interesting because both times that Vaulk has quick expanded, Cahrin has gone for this build, even though I don't know if he's actually scouted it this time. Yeah, he hasn't even scouted it this time, so that's interesting. Vaulk has just barely scouted the entrance, doesn't even really know what's going on back here. He hasn't even seen if Cahrin went for a gas or not. It's actually a really strong play on this map to go 1 barracks with no gas, get a really fast command center, load up 5 SCVs, land it here, then build the orbital command, and then throw down 3 more barracks and go for some really early strong 2-base Marine Marauder pushing. So Vaulk's going to be throwing down 3 spine crawlers. See, the problem with this map though is that you have to defend against a back attack here. You have to defend against your rocks getting broken down and getting pushed in here. So these spine crawlers are really only going to defend this expansion. And while the most likely early attack is going to be at this expansion, the placement of them is actually to get a nice concave over here, but the placement is horrible for being attacked right here because the Terran can move in and take 1 spine crawler at a time and just walk his way into this base. So there's the entire circular way that you have to defend your base on this map at your natural just really hurts any kind of early economy play with static defenses. You really have to get a lot of speedlings out early. So Vaulk going for the same build that he did in the game on Blistering Sands, where he gets this early Evo chamber and actually gets spore crawlers really early in his base. I don't know, it's just weird to me. It's like a mirror match of the second game without any scouting going on. So Cahrin's going to be moving in with a couple, just, a handful of units. Actually, what he's doing is he's going to go try and take down these rocks. Now, this is a really good play, and this is actually going to hurt Vaulk a lot. He's got just spore crawlers in his main and just spine crawlers at his natural. So I really don't think that this is that strong of a play, because if Cahrin got air, he could just come harass here, and once he breaks down these rocks, which is going to happen really fast because Marines and Marauders do so much damage, especially when the Marauders can do extra damage to these rocks, and he has no scouting over here. He's not going to be able to see these rocks at all. He's going to see these spore crawlers here and realize that he's probably in a great position to attack. Vaulk, I think, is trying to go for early... I don't know what he's going for. He's got no units but these Zerglings that just now spawned. He's got a few Zerglings out on the map, but they're not going to be able to do anything. He's got just... Cahrin's going the standard 1 base, 3 barracks build, going to get that engineering bay down, and he's gonna be moving up here. He really needs to take these rocks down and use this advantage right now. He's going to be bringing some extra reinforcements here, but he can really afford to do this. I don't know if he's going to be able to see this or not. Does Vaulk see this? No, he doesn't. He cannot see this right here. So this is actually great play by Cahrin to reinforce through this area here. If I was Cahrin, I would actually set my rally points. I mean, he doesn't actually know that these units are here. Oh, he's not going to see this. He's going to realize that they're here. Oh. He's not going to see this, and it's going to be free kills here with the rally point, and he sees it now. He needs to lift this up and start rallying to here. Realizing these units are out of position, he needs to move in. Oh, he is going to move in. Would like to... Oh, that is so unfortunate for Vaulk. This is going to be a real early GG, it looks like. Moving in, he's going to snipe as many of these drones as possible and then start working on this. Wants to get himself in one of these tight positions where he's got the Marauders out front. This is perfect. He's got the Marauders out front. He's got the Marines in behind with all these buildings on the side to defend. There's no chance of a surround by any of these units. Oh, and the hatchery going down is actually going to help Vaulk a little bit in taking these units out, but it's just going to be too little too late. Vaulk now is on a really, really bad base setup. He has no spire down. He has no lair tech. He's going to have no spawning pool in a second. So this attack is just going to do the worst damage possible it could have done. And it's going to get cleaned up, but I mean, like I said, the damage has been done. This is entirely Cahrin's game to lose now. Like this supply depot placement right here, it's really, really safe against any kind of Zerglings. Can't really get any surrounds, and this supply depot is actually fully safe. So he's working on these back rocks here. I don't know if it doesn't really matter what he does right now. He's so far behind. He has to throw his spawning pool down. At least he can macro up some drones in this time period, but I think he's saving his larvae. But he's just too far behind. This is going to be a good game, which is going to be awesome because it's going to go to an ace match, and my very first best of 5 casting that is going to have gone to an ace match. Very first best of 5 at all. So we're going to be moving on to the very final game in just a moment.